welcome back. Plug into purpose, because that's what today is all about, and hopefully in a way that prompts you to look at your world, your space, and go out there and do something. I think Nelson Mandela said it best, and we often lean on his amazing words. Hope is a powerful weapon, and no one power on earth can deprive you of it. But you've got to make a choice with the same conviction. And I think it's in that spirit that Hopetober has returned and is spreading this notion of bravery, of resilience, of getting back up again, kind of the South African superpower. And they are doing it courtesy of Adcock Ingram OTC. I always say officially the sponsors of Brave, because they literally go out and sponsor the bravest individuals in the country. And I'm so proud, obviously, to welcome back Debbie, who I have not stopped asking questions to for the last 45 minutes, so I'm sorry for that, but it's a rare opportunity to plug into your brain. And then, of course, we have got Hlompo Sesele representing her amazing Adcock Ingram OTC family. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you for doing this. I think for those of us who work in this space, who have to interview the people that get affected by this, interview the mom who lost a child because the emergency services couldn't get there, interview the pharmacist who saved a community when disaster struck because he had the resources and the ways and means. I get it.
Yeah.
I understand Hopetober. Why did you guys want to do it?
As an initiative, I think, firstly, good morning.
Welcome, babe. Welcome.
Good morning. I would start off that the past 5 years have been incredibly difficult for so many people.
Sure.
People have dealt with job losses, tough economic conditions, COVID-19. Trauma, just the beauty, though, through all of that heartache and hopelessness, we just saw people that just stood up every single day. The healthcare workers and pharmacy staff, they left their own families, they sacrificed their own lives and just went and helped communities at large, right in the heart of the pandemic. So we wanted to just take all of that heart and braveness, and then we thought, okay, October is Mental Health Awareness Month. Tie that in, and Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave, wanted to just create a month where we can use it as a beacon of hope. And that's why we renamed October to Hopetober, the month of hope.
I think it's in the dictionary now. It's official. And we want to live this because we certainly need to balance out the emotional connection that we have. I've got to ask you, because this notion of, I remember reading a letter, I think Nelson Mandela had written it 7 years into his time on Robben Island, a letter to his daughter, who he had no relationship with, but it was so rich with relationship, with hope, that he would have had no reason or any kind of information to foster. It was all on him, maybe his brothers that were around him in that space, but he had to do it. It was something that he had to actively foster. How do you do that to counterbalance what you have to deal with every day? Because I would imagine hope is in short supply in your day job.
Definitely in short supply. And remember, sometimes if I look at my crooks, I don't just do the one crook in a day.
I like when I say my crooks.
My crooks, no.
My crooks, my little...
They're like my children. I dream about them. I think about them. I role play with them about when I meet them, what am I going to say? And when they say this, I'll say that. I'll tell you what. For me, it's important that we keep the hope going. And I do this by remembering that this is the plan. There's no plan B.
Yeah.
We live in this country. There's no plan B.
Hope fuss and do it, man.
Hope fuss, and we've got to make it work. And how do we make it work? You don't need a television show to make this work. You need yourself to make it work. So within your own circles, you lift it. That's what you need to be able to do. And you know, Derek Watts, my dear colleague, who I miss so much, he was the person who led this last time around. And when I think about somebody like Derek, I mean, he led from the front. He was my TV dad to a large extent. And
so he was grandfather to the crooks.
Uncle grandfather to the crooks. And I think about somebody like him who led from the front. And I think, well, I want to lead from the front. You leading from the front. You lead from the front. You, on the other side of the camera, lead from the front. Live it, because this is the plan.
I love it. And we aren't about plan Bs. You know, we let go of plan B during the 2010 World Cup. I think we let go of that notion. Sorry, Australia. But the bottom line is this campaign brought to you by Adcock Ingram OTC, officially the sponsors of Brave. And I'm going to say this because I want people to rally to what you are doing in a professional context. If they want to align their purpose with what you're doing and have impact in the social space, join hands. But for me, the magic is in that everyday person, what we can do in our own space. So how does this follow through? in that space. What action are you inspiring within the communities?
We first started off by going to the people that wake up every single day, and those are the healthcare workers. And we're like, great, let's give them some masks, let's give them all the tools that they need.
Empower.
To empower and just spread that positivity. And I think it just translated so beautifully in how they do it every single day. Then further to that, we go around to all our key customers, we spread some good vibes and good times, and we get dancing, and everyone, and really if you put it into the first people that you meet, exactly how Debbie put it, you just have to start with yourself. Charity starts at home, then you take it further, and that just translates into everyone else that you meet.
And it's the knock-on effect. I get to wake up with those people every single day.
Wow.
So I will speak to the moms. I will speak to the young South Africans that are now purpose-driven. Something happened during COVID, and I'm sorry that I'm using the C word all the time now, but we haven't processed the trauma that we went through. I went through trauma, and I'm lucky enough to be live on air every day talking about it, and I've realized my mental health has benefited as a result. I came back on air a broken shadow of the version of who I remembered. Every South African has been through something like that, and we need to talk about it. You know what's going on a level that few of us do. If we can speak to those young South Africans now who are wanting to channel their purpose, what do we need to look at? Is it one-on-one relationships with our fellow South Africans? Do we target job creation? For you, what are those pressure points where we can see the magic happen?
So here's the thing. The first thing is to figure out what your purpose is.
I love that.
Because we all have a different purpose, right? Because when you find that sweet spot, and how do you know what your purpose is? It's when it makes your soul sing.
When the fire burns.
When the fire burns and it doesn't feel like work. Because I still say, I do not believe I've worked a single day in my life. Because you've been fulfilling your purpose. So to young people, go figure out what your purpose is, and that's the criteria. Soul must sing. Don't feel like you work a single day in your life. Once you figure that out, then you go align now. Now, where does that fit in? What do I do? Once you've done that.
Who else is doing it? Which partners can I link up with?
Exactly. Then everything starts to fall into place. The universe will align.
I'm going to ask you very quickly, because that means different things for different people. For you personally, because you're a beacon now for other young girls wanting to occupy this space. You've knocked that door down. What does hope mean to you?
Hope means to me is, I heard something really good on the radio the other day, and I have to share it. And it says, be a candle. And I think you're like, what? Be a candle? But the beauty of that, just the essence of it is just that you have to carry, and to spread light, you have to carry it and be a source of light and surround yourself with light. So I wake up every day and carry my little light and keep it shining.
Well, we will protect that flame with everything that we've got. And of course, we need to remind you that you can keep that candle, that flame burning in your own space. And we want to just help you and answer how wonderful you've been through this journey with this campaign. So remember, you guys stand the chance of winning yourself 1,500 Rand. It's an unbelievable opportunity that you can just head over to the social media pages to plug into. And we were asking you what hope means to you. I've just been getting from my team here some of the amazing messages that have come through. I'm going to start with this one, who happens to be our winner for this edition, the incredible Brian Cruz. Actually, can we get a round of applause for Brian Cruz? I don't have him live on the phone, so I'm going to relay his beautiful words. Hashtag Hopetober, hashtag sponsors of Brave. To me, hope means always seeing the positive and light, even when things seem dark and dreary. It's hope that keeps me going and striving for what seems unattainable, because with hope, even what seems that it is an unattainable goal may be reached. Hope for the moon and land among the stars.
Nice.
I love you, buddy. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. If you want to follow that notion and win yourself 1,500 Rand by just spreading a little bit of hope, a little bit of bravery yourself, head over to the Expresso social pages and tell us, what does hope mean to you?
Hopetober is a month of hope. Brought to you by Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave. Inspiring communities, one pharmacy at a time.